Hello guys, in order to use component object model in Python, we need to install Python for Windows library. So let's get started by installing this library, and I'm gonna type pip install and then py pi then win32. Okay, and because I already installed this, it says like requirement already satisfied. And also we need to install another resource of the library, which is pip install then py win32. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's have a look on the source code that will allow us to hijack the Internet Explorer process. So we start by importing the dispatch class from the Windows 32 library that we just installed. This dispatch class allows us to create an Internet Explorer object so we can start and control the Internet Explorer. And here we specified that we want to create an COM object for an Internet Explorer application. Then we set up the visibility option to 0, which means that the Internet Explorer will run in the background and it will not be visible to the user. If we set this value to 1, then the Internet Explorer window is gonna show up on the target desktop, and this is something that we don't want. We're gonna talk about these post parameter in a little bit later, so let's skip them for now. Then we start an infinite loop and navigate to the IP address where our Kali Linux sit. Then we will wait for the browser instance to finish loading the page. When the browser finishes loading, the ready state function is going to return a value of 4. So if we didn't get this value, then this means that we're going to need to sleep for 1 second and then check again until the browser finishes loading the navigation. After finishing the page loading, we get the HTML content of the page. And in our case, it's just the command that we want to execute. And as we made in our previous shell, if we got a terminate, then we will quit the Internet Explorer instance and then also break the loop. Otherwise, we're gonna inject the command into a shell and store the result in a variable called data. Now, in order to post the data using COM technique, it is required to buffer the data first. So I used a built-in memory view function to do so. And finally, we just need to post the command execution result along with the post parameters which we defined here. Now the DURL or the destination URL specifies that the URL that we want to submit the data to. And the flags and the target frame has a default value of 0, and honestly I have never used any of these fields, so I just set them to their default values. Okay, so to recap really quick, we navigate to the attacker IP, then we wait until the browser loads the page, then we will get the command and then execute this command, and after that we just post the result back. Exactly similar as we did with our HTTP reverse shell. Okay, so right now I am on the Kali side and I'm gonna run exactly the same HTTP web server that we coded earlier in the HTTP reverse shell. So let me start the script and let's jump back here and let me start this one as well. Let's go back and we can see we get our shell, but let me just expand the screen a little bit. So let's try with, as usual, with the basic command. So let me type ipconfig and let me just expand this as well. So cd dir. Okay, so at this point, if we go back to the Windows 10 and we check the processes that is running on the target side, we should be able to see that Internet Explorer has been started behind the scene, and because we set the visibility to 0, the process has just started, but we don't see the actual the actual window for Internet Explorer. Okay guys, I hope that this lecture has been informative for you, and thanks for watching.